Joining us now, Dear America founder Graham Allen. Graham, fantastic to see you. What I do love, among many things about this administration, is they refuse to accept the unacceptable, and that is violent crime plaguing not just our nation's cities, but taking the lives of innocents.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is quite literally what the American people voted for. I think the American people voted an overwhelming majority that in this specific situation that we are tired of crime with no consequences. We're tired of Memphis is actually kind of special to me. When I was a recruiter with the Army, we had to use the MEPS in Memphis, and this was 10, 12 years ago. And Memphis back then was a place that you didn't want to get broke down in a certain spot, that you knew you couldn't walk around safely and freely. If these mayors continue to refuse to protect their citizens, to empower law enforcement to do their jobs, you're seeing our commander in chief and our secretary of war now, Pete Hegseth, saying, hey, if you won't do it, we will protect the American people. Law and order will be established and we will make America safe again. And I love it. I think the administration is doing exactly what the American people voted for. And when you ask any real citizen of these areas that are so crime ridden, drug ridden, infested with this, with the lack of safety, every real citizen that lives in these neighborhoods, they are praising this administration for taking these steps.
Okay, Graham, granted, and Memphis is a violent city, and I think there are probably a lot of people there who finally want some law and order. But I do wonder, are you concerned about this, this federal role? D.C., a federal city, no argument there. L.A., when people are rioting, attacking federal buildings, attacking ICE officials, preventing the execution of the federal laws, totally understandable. But as a general matter, this really, and it certainly shouldn't be the military's job, should it, to bring law and order to our city streets?
Well, the National Guard is there to protect the state and its local territories of the state in which they operate in. It's no different than a hurricane coming in, a natural disaster. If something is going on that our local law enforcement, that our citizens in the area need the help of the National Guard, that is quite literally the reason that they're there. And so you're not seeing active duty so much as you're seeing the National Guard being deployed into these places to assist our law enforcement officers to put that presence of deterrence there to get this under control. And so no is the answer. I don't see any issue with this going on. The Posse Comitatus Act and all of this doesn't apply in this role. Mainly, and Secretary Hegseth has talked about this, the National Guard there are more as a assistance and a supplementation and a shot in the arm, if you will, to back up our men and women in law enforcement, both federal and state level and local city level, so they can do their jobs and let, as Director Kash Patel would say, cops be cops.
I look, when I see anyone in uniform, like on the street, I'm like, hey, more, like the more the merrier. Like whether it's here, Cincinnati,